you know, I mean, even the superintendent acknowledged when Mr., what's the guy's name? I'm sorry, on the budget committee. Yeah, Mr. Ahern questioned, you know, let's look at a scenario and what do you think? And I think I even heard the superintendent say, I think we could try to work towards something like that.
Well, we are trying to work towards something like that, and that was the whole point of bringing back the update to you next week, so that you all could decide where it stood.
But I think we've got a couple of minutes, I mean, we're on a time limit here, this is kind of critical.
You know, I haven't had a chance to speak on this, and I'd like to say something.
So go ahead, I'm sorry.
Thank you. I'm definitely conceptually willing to pay this, but I'm kind of Jim and this and that. I'd like to solidify a couple of things with the town first. You know, conceptually, I'm definitely willing to do it, but I want to just, you know, this is the first time I'm hearing it tonight. I mean, let me explain that. I know the idea's been kicked around, but in terms of, this is the first I heard the town had actually asked for it. I'm willing to consider it, I just don't want to commit to it tonight. In fact, I'm more than willing to consider it, but I just don't want to commit to it.
So the issue of not committing tonight is it puts it back in weeks. I mean, this is an easy way to ensure that the move continues forward. I don't know what to say to that. I think we're running out of time for this move, and you know, I personally think that we need to help it along, especially for things that we're going to
Any
need
further
better.
discussion? We have a motion on the floor. Could you repeat the motion, Sherry, please?
Sure can try.
Good luck. All right. Wake up.
Okay. To approve funding up to $60,000 for costs incurred for the permanent move to set up temporary locations at the middle school in Andrews for the Kendall Dean move. Includes IT, security, and facilities. 1, 2, and 3 from the.
And I think that's broad enough to cover those items that.
And funds are coming from surplus, I'm assuming.
Yes.
I think we should
put that in.
ask Lisa to chime in with that,
Sure.
about the source of funds.
Mike said it would be the FY16 surplus.
Okay.
Well, it has to be a surplus, doesn't matter at that point.
Well, that was the motion, and then the second one.
Yes.
Do a roll call vote.
Yes. Mr. Bassett?
I thought you were voting for me.
I will be.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Clifford?
Yes.
Mr. Connell?
Yes?
Mrs. Gillette?
Yes.
Mr. Lombardi?
No.
Mr. Raymond?
No.
Mrs. Nato?
Yes,
Motion carries 5-2.
motion carries. It's 9:50. Are we committed to adjourning in
Yeah,
10 minutes? 'Cause
what's
we
on
need to-
here that you need approval tonight? You have to have approval tonight. What's left on the agenda
We
that
have
you
to,
say,
we
I
have
need?
to appoint people to the
Yeah.
search committee.
And also, I can,
That has to go
tonight by. Okay, well, Lisa,
What do we, oh, you mean the agenda, John? I'm
Yes.
sorry.
So we're skipping over 7, 8, 9, and 10, and moving to the superintendent search for the appointments of screening committee.
make a motion.
Mrs. Gillette, did you want to speak to this?
Sure. We have one town official that put their name in, and that is Mrs. Renee Rathko. We have 2 teacher reps, Amy Wright and Tracy Lafreniere. And then, as we requested, we were putting parent names in a hat there in the box behind you, Mrs. Nato, to be the parent representatives on the search committee. So if you would pull 2, they're in there.
How many names are there?
As far as in the,
Parent names are
We're
there.
picking 2.
we're just picking 2
But how many names,
from,
how many applicants are there?
there were 4.
Okay. So
There were more than that, but some could not reach the meeting dates. Like some people put their information that they couldn't be there on the 19th, which was one of the requirements, so they got pulled.
Did
They're
you
not
want me
allowed
to
be
read
in the poll.
the 2 names?
Yes, please.
Renee Gerton and Peg Vada.
And then our committee is complete.
So I make a motion, we appoint
Second.
Amy Wright, Tracy Lafreniere, the 2 parent representatives, Mrs. Gurton and Mrs. Vada, and Mrs. Rapko.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Can we move to item 4, teacher non-renewal terminations?
Can I just give an update on the committee, just so everyone is on the same page. It's quick. I'll be quick, I
Yes.
promise.
Where do I get
The posting has closed for the applications. From what I understand, we have a nominal pool to look at. We won't know how many or anything until our meeting. Our meeting is this Thursday. It's at 6:30. It is at the middle school. Sherry, I forgot the name of the conference room.
Social services.
Thank you. Social Services Conference Room. As you look at the gym, it's the conference room to the left, if there's anybody that's planning on attending. It's really a training session where we are going to develop the questions that we want to ask the candidates based on the focus groups. It will set the interview training schedule, and we're going to start to review the applications. And then we will set our schedule going forward. From there, all the meetings will be posted when we have them. That's it.
Actually, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Maybe one question of Leanne.
Yes?
Just one, since we have two of the parents, and I do not know who they are, but two of the parent representatives who want to be involved in this, can we just, since there's only four, can we just have them all on? Picking out of a hat is very,
Well, I don't know, we voted.
We voted to
I know,
draw
I
them out
can
of the
motion,
hat.
I can move to add that we add two people, the other two people.
Well, she said that they didn't necessarily weren't able to commit to all the
To
time.
all the things.
Right,
Well,
the four,
there's-
right.
There's two extra people, you say, in the box.
Yeah, there's the four people, they could commit, right? These two, I'm just saying we get two parents, more parents who are actually interested in being involved. I don't know who they are. It seems to me just,
They're gonna be public meetings, so they could be part
Yeah,
of the
they
meeting.
well, I'm gonna make the motion that we add them to the committee too.
You making that motion?
Yes, that we add them.
Is there a second?
And I don't know who's second.
How
Is
many,
there any discussion?
yeah, how many
I just
people are on
think
the committee as of now?
Nine.
That's what we. I'm
That's
sorry.
what we've determined
My
to be the
discussion-
makeup of the
The only
committee.
piece that I have is we were trying to keep it to a number that was reasonable. We have an odd number, if gosh forbid it comes down to that, hopefully it wouldn't. I like having the 9 personally,
Two
but
would be 11, well, it'd be 11 total, right?
it would be 11 adding 2 more.
What, Sherry?
We also advertised for 2, that's the way it was on the
Right.
website.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I'm making a motion to amend.
Mr. Connell, if you
Yeah.
don't mind, I also want to think the perspective, we had more teachers than 2 that would probably want to participate. We have more administrators than 2 that would probably want to participate. So,
So you'd like me to have a motion to add them too?
no, I'm not asking that, but
For the,
I'm just mentioning it, that we would only have 2 administrators and 4 parents, or 2 teachers and 4 parents. I think that keeping it even just seems to make sense, but that,
No, that's a good point, but again, the parents are the kids who are consuming the services, that's all.
Was there a second to the
I believe
motion?
there.
Yes.
John,
Could you do a roll call vote?
I just want
please?
to add one thing. I'm opposed to the motion only because we had a discussion with the consultant, we agreed on the number, we agreed on a protocol, and I think we just followed through with what we agreed to earlier. And I think her arguments are very valid. You could add 2 of everything.
It's like Noah's Ark.
Yep.
I think. It's
Could we
almost.
do a roll call vote?
Sure. Mr. Bassett?
No.
Mr. Clifford?
No.
Mr. Connell?
Yes.
Mrs. Gillette?
No.
Mr. Lombardi?
Yes.
Mr. Raymond?
yes.
Mrs. Nato?
No.
Motion fails 4-3.
Okay, I think the next item that we need to address tonight is under new business item 4, teacher non-renewals, terminations. Would that be you, Mr. Lindberg?
Yes, Madam Chair, you have the revised list, so I recommend the committee vote to approve the 5 non-renewals of teacher contracts revised and submitted.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. We have 4 minutes left.
Go back to
So if we go back to the general items, we were on number 7, the DATTCO contract update, which was Mr. Clifford.
There's no real update other than the fact that I did meet 2 times with Mr. Scanzio and his associate, Mr. Pollack, and they've reviewed information and they're continuing to review information. And we will be hopefully setting up a meeting within the month with DATTCO people, hopefully within this month, to discuss the situation. And we did get notice from DATTCO that they would be issuing a credit of $5,000 for waiving the performance bond from last year and $5,100 for waiving the performance bond for this year, which was pledged in cover letter that was accompanied the bid specs, but hadn't been paid yet. So they were approached and they've agreed that they do owe us the money and the check is on the way.
I just, while we're on this topic, I wanted to read an email that Mike sent to Michael Pollock, who works with Ben Scungio. He happened to copy Ben and myself on the email, and I wanted the school committee to have an awareness of it, and I'll give it to Sherry so she can give you copies of it. It says, "Hi, unfortunately for DATTCO, I had insomnia last night, so I got up and reviewed my bus document binder. I came across a March 3rd, 2014 letter from Clifford Gibson, DATTCO VP, which was submitted with their bid proposal. I had seen it before but forgot to follow up on it. In the letter, Mr. Gibson acknowledges that if the performance bond was waived, they would credit the school district $5,000 in fiscal year 15, $5,100 in fiscal year 16, and $5,200 in fiscal year 17. I may be wrong, but all the invoices I have reviewed, I see no credits issued for last year or this year in that amount and identified as such. I've attached the letter from Mr. Gibson and an excerpt from the March 25th, 2014 school committee minutes showing the contract was awarded to DATTCO and the bond was waived. Thanks, Mike." I'll give you a copy of this, Sherry.
Okay, thank you.
So yes, everybody now knows I have insomnia. And the cure to going to sleep is take out a binder and read it.
And
Perhaps I don't want, if we're gonna have the
Okay,
10, we
it's
don't
10
have time,
o'clock.
we can't.
It's 9:58, so.
I'll make a motion to it. Make a motion to adjourn? I want to meet. We don't have time to do this.
Just,
Mr. Lindell?
if it's 10 o'clock and you're going to adjourn, I don't want to interfere, but I do see a gentleman from EDP that I just recognized. We do have, they did submit back their analysis, and you have the packet. Your attorney recommended that in order to go forward, you would need to approve the development of bid specifications and issue an RFP in order to meet procurement regulations. So it's his belief that, unfortunately, we can't just sign in a dotted line. We have to follow procurement regulations. So if it's something the committee wants to pursue in terms of the possible solar power purchase agreement, Marty would need to find probably a consultant or someone who could help him develop the RFP in order to go out to bid. So if that's not going to happen overnight because he's going to have his hands full, and so if you want to approve that getting going, we can put it on the list, but it's not going to be high on the list.
Does the approval of a procurement for an RFP obligate us to move forward?
No.
Or is it just for something for our review?
No,
So you'd be looking for a motion for Marty to move forward with procurement of an RFP?
yes, yes. The first thing is to find somebody to help write, because we can't write the
Madam, just expedite, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Superintendent.
No,
Just
I'm good,
expedite.
I'm done.
Madam Chair, I will withdraw my motion to adjourn.
I'll withdraw my motion.
Yeah, I think we should just move forward with the RFP for the solar.
At no cost.
Yeah,
So as it's written on,
Seconded.
so as it's on our agenda, correct?
yeah.
How do you get it at no cost?
What I'm saying is, I don't want to pay for a consultant.
Well, I think,
The RFP, just like the fire alarm, we'll develop the RFP, we'll send it out, finding somebody that can help us write the specs for a PPA. That's all it is.
oh, okay, I get what he's saying.
It's not paying a consultant.
Okay,
We have to find somebody to
Great,
help.
I got it.
We can't write.
I got it,
purchase
I'm good. Sorry.
Madam Chair, who doesn't represent it as a...
Yes, I apologize. I didn't know you were here to speak on this item. We could have moved you up ahead.
No one moving the move. Did you do that?
Wait my turn.
We have a
Is
motion.
there anything that you wanted to say to us?
I don't believe you have to go to an RFP. It's an unsolicited proposal. So it doesn't have to go to RFP. We've done it with other cities in the state, so it doesn't have to go to RFP.
I'd be happy not to, Mike. I just didn't, we're gonna have to, in order to send this out to bid, to follow the procurement process, according to our attorney, in order to send it out to bid, I didn't really know, I don't think Marty has the expertise to write the specifications for a PPA. Now, it's that simple, and we can get some advice on that, and that's great.
Sure.
Okay. Then we'll just skip it and we'll develop bid specs to send it out to bid. And we can do that.
Well,
Did we make?
There was
Yes, there's a motion on the floor.
Let's move forward with an RFP for a consultant to write specs for the solar power.
Would you rather we go forward with that motion just in case?
Sure, as a backup plan.
Okay,
Let's go for it.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Is there
If we
any
don't need
discussion?
it, we can just.
Yeah,
develop
yeah,
specs.
yeah.
Any
Okay.
discussion?
Sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
I make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.